Hey, it's Nathan with OptionsForAll.com. In this video, we're going to go over how to buy put options on TastyTrade. We're going to do it on the mobile app, and then we're going to head over to their website and do it over there, so that way you can learn how to do it on both platforms. Now, if you're only interested in learning how to do it on their website, I still recommend watching the mobile portion because I'll spend more time going into the details when placing your order, when going over it on the mobile version. And so that means I'll be moving quicker when I get to the website version. Also, this video is going to be solely focused on buying put options on TastyTrade, and it's going to be technical. But if you're interested in learning about long puts or buying puts in general and that strategy, I have an article I'll link to in the description down below, and I also have a video coming out soon. It'll be out before this video, so you'd see it in the description down below as well. So if you're interested in the long put strategy, check out this article or the video, and when you're ready to buy a put on TastyTrade, then come watch this video. All right, let's go ahead and open up the mobile app and go through the process of buying a put option. Here I am in the TastyTrade app, and what we want to do is come on down to trade down here at the bottom, and then we can go ahead and enter our symbol or company. I'm going to go ahead and tap right there, and we're going to go ahead and type in SPY. So I want to trade the SPY options. So there's SPY. I'm going to go ahead and tap on it, and we have an overview. We have a nice graph here, 5-day, and you can go ahead and modify the chart however you want. But what we want to focus on is options. So you see options down here in the bottom right hand corner. Let's go ahead and tap that, and it loads up the options chain for us. So this is the options chain and what it looks like on TastyTrade's mobile app. And the first thing we need to do is select our expiration date. So I'm going to go on down here to June 30th, so 30 days till expiration right here. And I'm going to go ahead and tap on it and open up our chain for that expiration date. So here's our options chain for that expiration date. Now, if you're unfamiliar with how to read an options chain, we have two sides to it. We have the call side and we have the put side. And in this video, we are buying a put, so we're going to be focused on the put side over here. Down the middle, we have the strike prices. So this is the price where we would have the right to sell SPY at this price. So if I bought the $750 strike price, that gives me the right to sell SPY for $750 a share. We also have some columns. So we have the bid and ask column. The bid column is the price that the buyers are willing to buy the contract for, and the ask column is the price that the sellers are willing to sell it for. So in our case, since we are buying a put option, we're going to be looking at this ask side because we want to buy. And so this is kind of the price we're looking at buying our particular contracts for. So if I wanted the $750 strike price, I'd expect to pay $8.57 for that contract. Now I could also scroll to the right, and there's some more columns. We have delta, open interest right there. And if you click this gear icon at the top, you could go ahead and customize your columns a little bit more. So I have a page 3 that has probability of in the money and theta as well. I could tap on edit table columns and select different columns if I want to. So there's a bunch you could go ahead and scroll through and choose, and you could save and reorganize once you're all happy with what you got. You can also show different number of strikes. We also have expiration type, and it's defaulted to all. I recommend leaving it on all so that way you get your dailies and everything as well. And then there's also price range overlay. Right now I have it set on expected move, but there's also none or daily low high. I want to go ahead and tap on daily low high, and now I'll go ahead and tap on back. And it shrank my options chain back up, but let's go ahead and tap back into it. So right here on June 30th, and there's my options chain, and I can scroll to the right some more. There's my in the money percent and my theta as well. So there's all the different metrics showing on my options chain, and it's quite customizable. All right, so now when it comes to buying a particular contract, again, I'm looking at this $750 strike price. I want to go ahead and tap on the ask side because, again, that's when I want to buy. We are going to tap on the amount that the sellers are willing to sell it to us for, which is $8.57. So I'm going to go ahead and tap on that, and it opens up our order form. I'm going to go ahead and click on this little up arrow so it makes it bigger, and we can take a look at what's going on. So this is the settings for our order. We have 1, that means 1 contract. I could, of course, go ahead and change that. If I wanted to put 21 in there, I could. Or I could do 2 or something more reasonable. But we'll leave it at 1. There's our expiration date, 30 days till expiration. Our strike price is $750. We have a put option, and we're buying to open. That's what BTO stands for, is buy to open. We now can see the bid-ask spread. So the bid Again, the price that the buyers are willing to pay is $8.53. The ask, which is the price that the sellers are willing to sell it for, is $8.57. The midpoint is $8.55. Now, typically, when you're pricing out options, you price them out at the midpoint because that is the point at which options usually fill, because the seller will usually come down a little bit and the buyer comes up a little bit, and that's where the magic happens. However, the closer you are to the ask price, the quicker your order will fill. And if you give them exactly what they're asking for, so you give them $8.57, your order should fill right away. Then we have some more details, like we have the delta, the probability of profit, the BPF, which is the buying power effect. I'm not exactly sure what that entails. The max P, which is the max profit, which is $74,143. And that is if SPY goes to 0, which is very unlikely to happen. But if it does happen, that is the most we can go ahead and make with our option. We have the max L, or max loss, which is $857. And that is the debit that we are paying for this contract in the first place. So we can lose the full amount of this contract if it doesn't hit our break-even point by expiration. So that is the most we can lose on this contract. We also have theta over here, which is negative 17.67. And basically that means that our contract, if nothing else changes, will be losing $17.67 per day just from existing. And I do talk about time decay in my long put video, so if you're not sure what I'm talking about, check out that video. We can also adjust our strike right here. So if we want to quick adjust our strike, we can. And it is a little counterintuitive. If you click up to go up the chain, which is actually down in price. So you can see that I went down to $7.49, but I clicked up to go up the chain. So just pay attention when you're clicking up or down on the strike that it's going in the direction that you think it is. Otherwise, you might throw things off. So just something to pay attention to. Width, we only have one leg that we're trading, so there's no width between our legs, but you could go ahead and shrink the width or increase the width of your legs if it's a multi-leg strategy. You could also quickly increase or decrease the quantity of the contracts that you're buying. So you can see that it's changing up here, and I'll change it back down. So some quick changes. Of course, we could go ahead and just tap in here and change it as well. So if you don't want to use these quick options, you can manually do it up above. Now we get into order type. The default is limit, and limit means that we won't pay more than our limit price. So our limit price is set at $8.57. And so if no sellers want to sell it to us for $8.57, well, then our order will sit open until the day ends or until our time in force comes into play and our order cancels. So the good part about limit orders is that you will not spend more than your limit price, but also you may spend less than your limit price. So if you set your limit order for $8.57 and a seller comes in and is like, yeah, I'd sell it for $8.54, well, the order might go through and you'd only spend $8.54 instead of the $8.57 that you were willing to spend. So with a limit order, you may spend less than your limit price, but you will never spend more than it. Let's go on and check out some other options. So we also have market. And market is available when the market is open. And with a market order, as soon as you submit your order, it will fill at whatever price the seller is willing to sell it to you for. Now, typically it'll be around the ask price of $8.57, but it might be a few cents more. Just depends on timing. Maybe somebody else comes in and buys up the $8.57s, the $8.58s, and by the time your order comes up, it's at $8.59. But your order will process right away. And again, that's only if the market is open. Let's come on in here. There's also stop market and stop limit. Not going to go into those. Those are a bit beyond the scope of this video. Up next, we have time in force. So the default is day. And that means that if your order doesn't execute within the day, it's going to cancel. So if nobody comes down and wants to sell it to you for $8.57, your order will cancel and you'd have to go place another order if you wanted to still buy that contract. Now let me go ahead and tap in here. There's also good till canceled, or GTC. And so what that means is that the order will stay open. It'll stay open for multiple days until you cancel that order, or the order fills, or until the contract expires. Of course, when the contract expires, there's nothing left to buy, so it'll automatically cancel. And also there is the option for good till date. So this means that you will keep the order open until your date that you set here. So you might set a date somewhere in the future, maybe halfway through the month or something like that, halfway to your expiration date. And we'll click on done. So this will keep the order open until this date, where if it's not filled by then, it will cancel the order. But for this example, I'm going to go ahead and switch it back over to day. And there's our expiration, so you could go ahead and move forward or backwards if you wanted to change your expiration quickly, just like these other quick function action buttons. And also there's limit price, so you could go ahead and change your limit price as well right here if you wanted to do that. And once you're ready, you can go ahead and tap on review and send. It gives us a summary of our order information and all the relevant details. And then you go ahead and click on submit order. Now I don't have enough funds, so I'm showing a deposit funds button, but if you had enough funds, you could go ahead and submit your order and it would process based off of your settings. And so that's how you would buy a put option on the TastyTrade mobile app. Now I'm going to head over to the website and we'll go through the process over here. So let me come back to the dashboard and we'll kind of start from scratch. So to trade options, you want to come up to trading, and then you need to go ahead and enter your symbol right up here. So we'll go back to SPY and it loads it in. You might be under positions or activity or something like that. You want to make sure you're under trade, and you also want to make sure you're under the asset type of options. So that way you're looking at the options chain and not trying to buy shares of the stock. So if you land on something like this, then you're trying to buy the stock, but you want to be on options. There's a few different trade modes. There's table, which is the default, and it gives us our options chain and where we're going to stay for this video. There's also curve. It's kind of cool. Like you can drag this around and change your prices and stuff like that. I haven't really messed with it, but there's that option as well. But we're going to stay on table because it's an options chain and it makes the most sense. You can adjust the number of strikes that you're looking at. You can change your side filter. I like leaving it on calls and puts. Otherwise, if we just left it on puts, to me it looks a little lopsided, but maybe it makes things easier for you if you're only looking at one side and not both sides. But I'm going to leave it like this because otherwise, yeah, it just looks lopsided and it confuses me. We could also go ahead and select strategies. And so you could go ahead and do like a long put right here and click this button to apply it. However, I find that it selects like kind of random strike prices and it might not be what you want. But if you don't know how to like put in a strategy or configure a strategy on TastyTrade, like this could be a good way to do it. At least until you can better understand how you can build your own trades. Like some of the multi-leg strategies like an iron condor, it might be good to go ahead and click the quick select option just to see how they build it in their platform. But I'm going to leave this unselected for now. We'll go ahead and close out of that. And we're going to manually select the options that we want to buy. All right, so just like on the mobile device, we have the expiration date, our date till expiration, and so on right here. I'm going to go ahead and click into our expiration date of June 30th, and we can go ahead and navigate to the appropriate strike that we're looking at. I'm looking at the 750 strike. We're looking at the ask side because we are buying it, and this is the price that the sellers are willing to sell it to us for. So that's the price or the column that we're looking at. We then have our custom column. So I've got delta and intrinsic value. I could go ahead and change this if I want to. So maybe I want to change it to extrinsic value because there's no intrinsic value on my out of the money put option that I'm about to buy. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and select my 750 strike price, and I'm going to go ahead and click on this 857, and we can see that it added a square or a box around this particular line with the buy to open, the BTO, which is buy to open, and it has a 1 because there's one contract aligned to it. And it also opened or updated the order form down here. And I just realized that I also added 100 shares to my order. So when I was probably clicking through some of these trade modes, I accidentally turned on 100 shares. I'm going to go ahead and clear that out because I don't want to buy 100 shares as well. So I just noticed that and figured I'd fix it real quick. All right, so it did update all of our order information, and it's very similar to the mobile app version. So we have our probability of profit, extrinsic value, the P50, the delta, the theta, max profit, max loss, and so on. So just like the mobile app, if you didn't watch that part, please go back and do that because we spent more time going through all the different options when submitting our order. We could again go ahead and move our strike price around, and these buttons are kind of counterintuitive because the up moves us up the chain, which is actually down in price. So if I click up, it moves us to 749, and if I click down, it moves us down the chain to 750. So up the chain or down the chain, not up in price or down in price. So one thing to keep in the back of your mind. With we don't have width because we only have one leg to our option. We could change the quantity here. We could change expiration quickly. We could swap. So instead of doing a buy to open, we could swap it to a sell to open. And so if you accidentally click the wrong thing up here, so for example, let me get rid of this order real quick. So if we accidentally clicked on this bid option and it created a sell to open order and we're like, oh shoot, we didn't want to do that, we could hit swap real quick and swap it to a buy to open order. We also have an undo or redo button too, so if you mess up, you could undo it or redo it. Then we have our order details, so there's the number of contracts, our expiration, our strike price, our put, buy to open. We could go ahead and set our limit price right here. We could select our order type. We went over this in the mobile portion, so we got limit, market, stop limit. I'm gonna leave it on limit, and time in force, we're gonna leave it at day. And then you could go ahead and click on review and send, and it'll give you the details of your order. And assuming you have enough funds in your account, you'd click the submit button and it would submit your order. And as long as there's a seller willing to sell you your option for the price you're looking for, so my $857, well then the order would go through. And I would be the proud owner of a put contract with a strike of $750 and an expiration of June 30th. And so that is how you buy put options on TastyTrade mobile and through their website. Again, if you're interested in learning about the long put strategy, check out this article or the video, link in the description down below. And that's it. I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope you have a great day.